Hi, this is Neve of the Stay at Home Family, and this is 3 things that I wish Mr. Rogers had taught me when I was a child. These are lessons in life that I learned a lot later on that could have massively made a difference early on. Number 1. Being different on the inside is just as okay as being different on the outside. Those programs were excellent at teaching us that people from different cultures, different religions, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, that they're all okay and they're all the same on the inside. We're all human beings and it's okay to accept people's external differences. Now, what this failed to teach was that people think differently. People have different ways of approaching the world. People have different beliefs. People have different things that they care about and that they want to do in life. And it's okay. One of the things that I had to kind of learn was that it's okay that I think differently, and it's okay that I have different desires and different wants in life than other people have. And also to respect other people's wants and desires, because not everyone wants to think the way I think and wants to do the things that I do. And I think if I'd learned that early on, it would have made a massive, massive difference in how I felt about myself as well as other people. Number 2, life does not necessarily follow a set path. I mean, they teach you at every step of the way what's coming next. Okay, so you're a kid. First you're going to go to preschool. Hey, this is fun. Now we're going to go to kindergarten. And it's like, okay, this is still fun, but now they're teaching me stuff. And then every single step of the way, they tell you what's coming next. They tell you now you're going to go to middle school, now you're going to go to high school. Now the next thing is you're expected to go to college, because if you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to function in society. You're not going to be able to get a good job, all these things. So you're supposed to follow this path, but that path is not necessarily what's right for everybody. It's not. And when we're children, we're told that this is the way that everyone goes. And if we feel like that's not right for us, it's a horrible feeling. You know, it's a horrible feeling to be looking at college and going, I don't know if that's right for me, when everyone else around you is going and you feel this strong expectation. I wish that we had been taught that it's okay if you want to follow a different path. I think it's mostly because society doesn't trust teenagers to make good decisions, but I think they should teach people how to learn to think for themselves and learn to follow their hearts, and then right decisions happen. It's only in rebelling against what we feel pressured to do, usually, that wrong decisions happen. Number 3, being you is more important than being right. Now, this is something that I would have loved to know as a child, because we're taught quite quickly in schooling to give right answers. You know, that there's a right answer and a wrong answer. There's an expected answer, and then there's whatever you're thinking. And so we start to tweak what we're coming out with, what's coming out of our mouth, how we're thinking, to what the authority figures, teachers, parents, whoever, tell us that we should be thinking. Now what happens is we start to doubt ourselves. We start to doubt our own minds. We start to think, okay, what is it that they want us to say here? Because if I say the correct thing, I'm going to be rewarded. And we learn the strong sense that there is a right answer and there is a wrong answer. And in some things that is true, like math, for example. But in other things, that's not. I will never forget doing an English project where I wrote a poem, and I had to write an analysis of the symbols and the imagery in the poem. And I got marked down for missing some of the underlying something in the poem. And I was like, well, the underlying intention, I know what the underlying intention of the poem is because I wrote it. But it didn't follow the teacher's analysis of it. And that is something that I think is so important for children, for anyone to understand, is that it's okay if you think differently. It's more important to follow what is true to you, rather than what is necessarily the expected or correct answer. So I guess all of these 3 things really lead to trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting your creativity, trusting who you are. And I am going to be teaching my children to connect quite deeply with who they are. Already it's a interesting and sometimes frustrating task, having a 4-year-old who who sees herself as totally equal to us. Last night she came marching out of bed and told us we were too loud and we needed to stop talking, which was fine, because I would rather her trust herself and feel like an equal than feel like she has to just do what we want or do what we say. So that is what the 3 things that I wish Mr. Rogers had taught me when I was a child. What are your thoughts on this? What do you wish you had been taught as a child? What life lesson did you have later on that made you kind of go, oh man, if only someone had taught me that early, things would have been easier. I know for me, now that I know these things, now that I've started to learn to think for myself, to be myself, to trust who I am, things have totally shifted for me. This has allowed me to become an entrepreneur, to record simple videos about how I think and what I'm interested in, and actually create an income doing it. So if that's the type of thing that would interest you, go ahead and click the link below this video to learn more about how I create an income by just being myself. And comment below, let me know what it is that you wish you had been taught by Mr. Rogers when you were a child.